friends, welcome to Third Thursday Thrift Flip. Our hosts are the Rustic Willow and Marika's Creations. Please check out their channel in my description box and all the amazing creators in the playlist for more fun thrift flips. Today, Terry will be working on a painting. Yes, that's right, a Highland cow painting on a thrifted painting.
Welcome everybody. I'm going to show you this thrift store painting that I found and how I added some farm animals to it and enhanced it so that it made a really nice photo or picture, painted picture. There we go. I paid $1 for this. It was a print from somebody's original from back in the 1970s. When I got the picture, it had a piece of plexiglass on it that was all scratched up. So I removed it, took it out of the frame, and just started painting. Now, because I'm painting on paper, I have to keep my brush very wet. So it took me, very dry. So it took me a little bit to get these colors put in, because I did not want wrinkles. So I added in a Highland cow and then some chickens, and the Highland cow, I just wanted him kind of up in the corner looking into the camera, because we have the barns, they are in the background. So I base coated the Highland in with a soft brown, and then I just add in some details. So I paid $1 for this at the thrift store. When I sold it on an auction on my Facebook page, and it brought $50. So I had a lot of good compliments on it. If you have a chance to find a painting at a thrift store, you can alter them in all kinds of ways. And this was the first time I'd ever done it with a barn scene. I posted this over on my Facebook page when I got it, and I asked my followers what I should add to it, and I hadn't even thought about adding the flag up there on the barn, but that really enhanced it. At the end, you're going to see where I add a patriotic barn quilt to the other side of the barn. The chickens, I just base coated them in white. I did base coat the Highland in white to begin with as well, so that my colors really stand out. Now on the dark part of the Highland cow, I'm going to just highlight with some white to start bringing out the details. Then using the edge of my brush, we're going to add in some hair here. It did take me a little bit to get that hair to where I liked it. I didn't want to go through the trouble of trying to place an eye on him, so I just covered him with hair. It made it a lot easier. And with the Highland, you really have to do a lot of different layers. So you're going to see me coming back to this quite often and adding in highlights and shadows. Then I decided that we needed a rooster out here in the yard. So I ended up adding more color to the one chicken. Now these are really small, so I used fingernail art brushes to get like the beaks and the feet in. What you want to do on these pictures is stay true to the basic concept. So keeping everything the way it was back when the original artist painted it, but just adding, highlights. Maybe this has faded over the years, but it's just bringing it to life. I even left the lady who painted the original, her name, down at the bottom, and then I added my name as well underneath hers. So you're just painting in your basic chicken and rooster. You get the colors in. Then I used a dry brush and a little bit of white to add highlights. Just added simple details, little dots for the stars and the flag. Then using my pouncer brush, I added a darker and a light green to my brush, and I'm just pouncing right over where the original artist painted the trees. Just added more color. You can see it's just paper. I was really surprised that it took so well having all this paint on it. Now I'm excited to go back to the thrift store and find some more paintings. And when I was done with this, I was worried about it, but I did seal it with a clear outdoor spray. I was worried that it would make it bubble up, but it did not. I should have tested that before I even started painting, because this painting took me about an hour and a half. Then I went in and I shaded all along those barn lines just to make it stand out more under the roof lines and around the doors. And then one of my followers who was watching me paint this on Facebook said it would be a good idea to put this barn quilt on there. Now on the barn quilt, I just added different colors. I didn't make it, very detailed because it is very small. and I wouldn't want to actually sit there for an hour and paint everything in. In fact, if you look at those flowers in the barnyard, the original artist kind of just dotted those in. So I felt like it would be fine to, just make it look like a barn quilt from afar. Usually I'm too detailed for things like that, but this worked out good. Once I was done with this barn star, it was completely finished and dry. I went over it with just a little bit of brown watered down so that it didn't look bright and vibrant. It just faded into the background. I also shaded around the outside of the painting. Up there at the top, I enhanced the skyline. I also added in more clouds. It just really made a big difference. So thank you for joining me for this tutorial. I sure hope that you go to your local thrift store and use your imagination, add to it for $1. It's something to practice on, and you never know how it's going to end up. So thank you for watching.